Hey guys, welcome to week 7 of the Trinity Football League. I'm hoping that this webcam will hold together long enough for me to get this video in. I'm giving it a shot here, and hopefully we can get it going and get this in for this week. All right, we've got some good games coming up. Had a good weekend last weekend. My goodness, some upsets, big upsets actually, with the two undefeated teams going down in defeat. The Archdale Intimidators getting beat by Michael Sirianni's Italian Stallions, and the Seagrove Shake and Bake getting beat by the Avengers. So congratulations to the Avengers and the Stallions, and for Shake and Bake and Intimidators, you're not going to get too many people to feel sorry for you, because you still got that 5-1 record, and you're still two of the top teams to beat. So things should be really pick up this week as we go into this week's game. So we'll get to those in just a second. Last week I was 3-3 for the week. That makes me 21-15 for the year. Not a really great year because everything is just so close. It's hard to predict this year. So just keep on plugging on and see if we can improve on that 21-15 record. The the trophies for last week. The first one was the GMC Never Say Never. That went to yours truly and the Mad Dogs. Pulled off that close win over the beatdown last week. Lucky to get it. In fact, it came on a fourth quarter touchdown by Santonio Holmes on Monday night. And the top dog award this week goes to the Wallaroos. You've gotten that award a couple times already, and congratulations, they get it again this week with 125 points. The Lucky Dog Award, it was a tie actually between the Sophia Slaw Cats, Paul's team, and Michael's Italian Stallions. They both scored 85 last week and were still able to pull out a victory, so congratulations to both of those. And the Tough Break Award went to Ian's Shake and Bake team. Scored 105 points, which was the third highest total for the week, but could not pull out the win because he was going up against Jamie's team, and Jamie had a huge week from Ahmad Bradshaw. So that was just a huge week for them. And congratulations to Jamie and condolences to Ian. The Donkey Award went to the T-Ville Jokers. They could only muster 76 points last week in their loss to the Craven Pine Soaring Condors. I noticed last week the point totals were way down. I think that had a lot to do with who was on bye, and we've had some decisions as far as the outcomes have been determined a lot in the last couple of weeks by who's on bye. So pick up those guys off the waiver wire, and let's see if we can put out our best foot forward as far as getting the best possible lineups we can on our teams by use of the waiver wire and by trades. We had a minor trade this week. Jamie and I switched wide receivers. I got Brandon Marshall. He gets Santonio Holmes. And so hopefully that'll work out for both parties there, and we can move forward with that. So that was just one small trade. And be sure to, if you've got trades to offer, go ahead and offer a trade. You know, you may not think that, you think, well, maybe that person won't take that trade, or maybe they're not interested, but you never know until you ask. So go ahead and put those trades out there, and let's get some trade things going, because we haven't got but a few more weeks left before the trade deadline. So let's get some trades going and get some keep the interest going in the league. And we've got some great matchups coming up this week. Let's see here. Let me pull those up. This week. Yes. Okay, here we go. The first one is Craig Beard's Trinity War Dogs versus the Thomasville Jokers. A couple of teams that are 2-4, having a little tough luck this year, but they're going to meet each other, and somebody's going to come out the winner. And my guess is it's going to be the Trinity War Dogs this week. I think the Trinity War Dogs can take the best of the Thomasville Jokers. Jokers have their starting quarterback on bye in Ryan Fitzpatrick. The War Dogs are missing Deshaun Jackson and Jermaine Gresham, their tight end. But they got Antonio Gates coming back, and they've got pretty much their full lineup. Their lineup, it just hasn't performed up to par so far this year, but I believe this week will be a good week for him. And I think Rashard Mendenhall will bounce back, and so will Phillip Rivers and Mike Wallace. And so I do believe that the Trinity War Dogs will win this matchup this week. The second one is Ian Shake and Bake, Seagrove Shake and Bake, Ian's team, versus Chris's L-Town Beatdown. Chris has had a good showing this year, has put up some good totals, been right in every matchup seems like, and he's just done really well. But this week, he's in just a little bit of trouble. He's missing Aaron Hernandez, his tight end, which he used at his flex position. He's missing Stevie Johnson of the Buffalo Bills, who has been a surprising addition there to his team and has done very well. He will be on bye this week, and but he has Tony Romo, Mark Ingram, and James Starks as his running backs. Tony Romo quarterback, but he's going up against Ian Seagrove Shake and Bake, one of the top teams in the league, and they are pretty much at full strength except for their defense. And so I predict that Ian Shake and Bake will take the measure of the beatdown this week. The next one is the Fairgrove Mad Dogs. My Fairgrove Mad Dogs going up against Sean Hildreth's Craven Pine Soaring Condors. The Soaring Condors have done very well this year. They're at 4-2. My Mad Dogs got off to a horrible start, 0-4, but have won the last two. And this should be a great matchup this week. I'm missing Hakeem Nicks, and I'm also missing Michael Vick, but I've kind of put Cam Newton in there as my starting quarterback, so really Michael Vick is my backup at this point. But I am missing my number one wide receiver in Hakeem Nicks. Sean is missing Cedric Benson as his running back, and he's also missing Michael Crabtree and Deion Branch. But he has a full slate of wide receivers this week, probably the scariest group of wide receivers in the league, in Miles Austin, Roddy White, and Vincent Jackson. A little weak at the running back position. He's got Steven Jackson, and then probably right now Montario Hardesty looks like is his fill-in at running back. So he'll be a little bit behind on running back. But all in all, this should be a great matchup this week. Should be very close. I need to pull out another victory. I'm going to predict a Mad Dog victory, but I wouldn't be surprised if Craven Pines pulls this one out. But if I'm going to stay in the playoff hunt, I really need this one this week, and so I'm going to say that the Mad Dogs will win against the Soaring Condors. The next one is Paul's Sophia Slawcats versus the Westover Wallaroos. Wallaroos just keep marching right along. They're at 5-1, tied for the league best record, going against the 3-3 Slawcats. The Slawcats are missing several guys this week. LaShawn McCoy and Eli Manning and Jeremy Macklin and Wes Welker. They have this particular week is just going to be a bad week for the Slawcats. And they're going up against the Wallaroos, who are going to be tough to beat anyway. So I guess if you're going to have an off week, this would be the week to have it when you're going up against one of the stronger teams that you would have tough time beating anyway. But, you know, you never know. The Wallaroos are going to be missing Fred Jackson and A.J. Green this week. So this should be an interesting matchup, but I believe it's one that the Wallaroos will take, and they will extend their winning streak and will extend their record to 6-1. So that's what I think will happen to that one. It's very interesting. I just noticed that the Wallaroos picked up Terrell Owens. Be interesting to see where he goes, if he goes anywhere, and if he comes back. I think that's an interesting pickup for Rob. Good luck to him on that one. All right, the next one is the T-Ville Ligers versus the Archdale Intimidators. Intimidators got beat last week, very surprisingly so. the point totals in the league were really down last week. I think we only had like 3 guys that were over 100 points. It was kind of like looking at some of last year's scores, really. We've been used to seeing most people get into the hundreds, but we only had 3 to get into the hundreds last week. So scores were really down last week, and I think I mentioned that before. But this week, T-ville Ligers, who are surprisingly at 1-5, and on a 5-game losing streak going into this one, it's not going to get any easier for them this week as they go meet the Archdale Intimidators. The Intimidators do have Frank Gore on bye and Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, but Dustin's team has his #1 quarterback and probably the #1 guy in fantasy and Tom Brady on bye this week. It's going to be a tough, tough road for the Ligers. I believe that the Intimidators will take this one and take the measure of the Ligers this week. The last matchup we have this week is probably the matchup of the week. Should be the closest matchup of any of them. That is Michael Sirianni's Italian Stallions versus Jamie's LA Avengers. Jamie, fresh off of that upset last week, is now at a 3-3 record and is into the playoffs as we speak right now. But Mike's team is right on the verge at 2-4, and Mike looks like he is at fairly much full strength. I don't know if any of the guys that he has on bye are normally in his lineup, so this should be very interesting this week, as the Avengers will be without Ahmad Bradshaw. So that was the one that scored the big points for Jamie last week and enabled him to pull off that upset. But this week, I believe that the shoe's going to be on the other foot. I believe the Italian Stallions will upset the Avengers this week, and they will be tied at 3-4 each. So that's all I've got for this week. I appreciate everyone watching, and I hope you enjoy it, and good luck to you, and we'll see you next